Round 3. Fight. This is probably keepable, although I think it's our least exciting opener yet. If it rips lands, it's pretty bad. If it rips factor fiction, looter, or basically any other spells, I think it's fine. I don't like 2 4-drops on the draw. But not knowing what's up, if I knew we're playing against an aggressive deck, I'd probably send this one back. But like, we could easily be playing against a deck that's going to derp around doing Threshold or Burning Vengeance style shenanigans. Oh, it's the Elf deck. Okay, this is not great against the Elf deck. But at least we got these dual lands. They tap for 2 colors of mana. And they're tranquil like me. Maybe it's not. The Elf deck, it's a sacrifice deck. At least that's not going to attack us for 0, I guess. Drawing 2 lands is kind of awful. There's still draws in the deck that make this hand acceptable. But we're kind of going to need them pretty quick. Like, essentially what's happening over here is they're setting up a combo that will kill us. And we're kind of just sitting here. Yep, that's what's happening. All right. Moving along. Can't even really use the Faith's Fetters on anything. Because the Benevolent Bodyguard can just knock it off. And if he's smart, we won't even gain the 4 life off of it, which could be relevant. Even foil soldier tokens. That's brutal. Look at how bloody they are. God, go take a shower, man. That sucks. That's the card I was trying to think of either. It's called Glare of Subdual. And what it says is, if your opponent gets off to a fast start, like, 1 drop, 2 drop, bunch of dudes, you can't win. So basically, we're going to try and stall until we can draw Wrath of God. Now, this does stop it, now that I think about it. Because if I cast this, he's just going to tap it and then hit us for 3 again. If I go ahead and use this here, enchanted permanents activated abilities can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. Alright, well then you gotta have Faith. Wham. Bonus points if you got any of those horrible puns. It means you're old like me. The good news is now we can start blocking. I think I'm better off casting the Phantom Monster than the Hookmaster, because that gives me the potential to cast the Hookmaster and something else next turn. Also, this can attack for more. But we'll see what's up. I love how I said there's no answer ever for this, while I'm quite literally holding in my hand the answer to it. We just got annihilated. Blurp. Pacifism is cute. It's not really the droid we're looking for. Sure, keep that from attacking or blocking. It's not super relevant. He kind of looks funny because he's twisted in the frame, so it looks like it's kind of right or wrong. I'm not sure. Okay. So you built your own Phantom Monster. Knowing that he's running some Animate Dead shenanigans, makes me pretty interested in getting Silent Departure in here. Of note, Glimmerpoint Stag just stops this, so we're going to need a lot of help to get out of this. For starters, we're going to try to pacifism this, recognizing that we're really just trading it for this Benevolent Bodyguard, but that's fine. Anything that can slow down the assault gives us a chance to draw a Wrath and maybe not be dead to it, or something else. Because I'll just slam blockers for a little bit and see if we can get this to work. If he's content to let it sit, I just feel like the longer time he gives us, the better. Like Duplican. Again, all of this is fine, assuming we can hit Factor Fiction into Wrath or some shenanigans. Things of that nature. Like, the problem here is he can make his own 0/7 or make his own 2/2. Neither's particularly exciting. I guess we're worried about a Siege Rhino? Yep. You did it. Humph. As long as he's playing stuff that's not attacking us, I think we're just fine. Because now he's got to go through all this just to get us for basically 3 this turn and then 2 a turn going forward. And Glimmerpoint Home Slice will just yoinks that back over to us. Glacial Wall number 2. May as well hold the lands for Looter. We've got enough to cast Wrath into most of our follow-ups. I guess the one exception is Sarah Angel, but since I don't have either one of those in hand, don't really need to stress about it. Eventually we'll get low enough that Wrath kills us due to Blood Artist triggers. Because currently, let's see, we're going to go to 9, and it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think we have to draw it next turn, or it's too late. Otherwise, we'd have to do something like Glimmerpoint Stag into Blink his Blood Artist into Wrath. Well, I guess that gives us a little bit more time to stall. But we're, like I said, getting close to the point where we just take too much damage. I guess we don't have to use the Wrath to do it. We just don't have a really good way to kill a Blood Artist otherwise. Now I'll play that last land. And we're going to fact end of turn and see what we can get going on here. Okay. It's not too bad. It's not going to kill us. Not that it's not a problem. Of note, Wrath kills us here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It puts us to 1. This deck is not known for its reach, so we might still be comfortable going to 1. Probably just take whichever pile Second Thoughts is in. Yes, they are aware that we do not need more lands. That may seem like a waste of a Factor Fiction, but it got us 5 cards deeper. So here's the challenge. If I play this Shoreline Rager, Wrath kills me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm not sure that putting it on the board actually does anything. So I think we pass. It's possible we come down to decking. Like, I may as well save it as a follow-up to Wrath if he's not going to attack me. Same thing here. Like, what does playing this do? I guess if I put enough on the board and I blink that, I could maybe kill him in one hit, but we're nowhere near to doing that. So I would Wrath, then cast the Drake, then not cast this guy because I don't have the stuff in the thing. But sure, man. We'll sit. If once he gets another creature on the board, we can start playing him because we're basically just dead to them bumping uglies at that point. Maybe he'll kill himself with a Sylvan Library. It could happen. A lot of priority. Also, once a creature dies, we'll have Delirium. So now this is almost worth committing, because we could kill that. We turn ourselves off of Wrath being an out. But if this bumps in here, we get drained for 2. We've still got 0 power blockers. I think I'm ready to commit Sarah. And once these trade, I can Drake into Rager. May as well leave this up. Like, why not? Also, since this exiles a target attacking creature, it won't drain us. So we're basically turning our Wrath off at this point. With some options, to be fair. Because a Blinky Stag could move the Face Fetters to a creature or something if we needed to. Still not bad to knock off the Pacifism and the Animate Dead. Or just blink L-Hook Masterino. I still think we're fine just trading these. We don't have any more Pacifism effects. Kind of surprised they didn't draw a bunch of cards there, but... Double Blood Artist. This is no bueno. This is kind of the opposite of bueno. Because they should be close to being able to suicide dudes. And Wrath just kills us here, unfortunately. Because everything that dies drains us for 1. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, they'd go to 45 and we'd go to negative 11. So that's not going to work. Blood Artist is a deceptively powerful card. If we have any chance, going to 5 is not great. Because now 2 creatures die and we're done. That said, the only 2 creatures he has that can attack are tokens. It's a very slim chance that we're able to kill our opponent with the Drake and the Rager first. Because they're going to be close to 30 and we're hitting for 5 a turn. That's not great. But it does present us with an opportunity. Oh, I have to let their ability resolve first, huh? I wish it would just untap the lands you cast them with, make it so much easier. Like, you could untap land for your opponent, but why would you? So we don't have Second Thoughts up. He knows we have that in hand. This is the turn for him to attack and put us to, I guess, 3? And then most of their removal spells turn lethal. I wonder if the Stag just gaining 4 life wouldn't be better. Them taking damage is good and bad news, huh? Elephants guide me. That doesn't even do much. I guess a Sylvan Might kills me, but there's not really anything I can do here. Yeah, any pump spell and I'm dead. If they've got a tragic slip, I'm dead. Right, that doesn't kill us because Second Thoughts exiles. And because we can even dirtle around a little longer. Like, putting more stuff on the board doesn't really change how this works. I will exile the token, as that's a prime target for exiling anyway. And we'll see if we can do this. The other thing is, maybe we could attack in next turn if they attack here. Because if he chumps with the Blood Artists... No, that would do 4 to me. That's not good. Because we're dead. That would be why it's not good. If you were wondering at home. Did he sack it to itself? That doesn't kill me. Why would you do that? That misclicked though. I think he's still going to get it, but I'm not scooping. That essentially stops this, because now I can't attack. Honor Guard means he knows we have an Honor Guard. So not really much point in playing it here. We'll skip through. We're dead here, unfortunately. We'll scoop to Dream Twist. Blood Artists are, in fact, very good. That lets me live one more turn. Not that I'm going to be able to do much with it, but we'll see. I'm sorry, buddy. God, does this even do anything? How am I supposed to kill him on this board state? So if I Glimmer Point the Faith's Fetters and put it here, then I just die because he taps all my crap. So that's not going to work. What if I Glimmer Point the Faith's Fetters? We could get cute and Glimmer Point this. And then when it comes back into play and he has to put it on something, he has to put it on our Honor Guard. How cool would that be? Be pretty cool. So if I Glimmer Point the Faith's Fetters and gain 4 life, we can attack with our flyers. That's probably what I have to do if we're going to try to win this. We're still just dead to ground attacks. But what can I say? I'm a monster. Oh. Well, the problem is it doesn't blink it. It comes right back. Ugh. This is so bad. This is so bad. So bad. There's nothing I can do here except gain 1 life, which is still not enough to win. Because as soon as I blink the Faith Fetters, he can just use the damn thing. Oh well, we'll make him do it. How's that? The funny part was if I'd cast this first, I've screwed this up. Okay. So now I can't use it to do the thing. So I bought myself some more time, but I also could have had a Drake in play. So he's saying he screwed up. I've certainly screwed up a bunch too, but... Alright, where do I want it? I guess it's still got to be on this. This still doesn't really enable much for me. Like, honestly, I guess I didn't have to put it on that since the only thing he can tap is the Flag Bearer. Yeah, let's stop looking at chat and see if we can focus on actually winning this, because it's possible in theory. I'm not entirely sure it's possible in theory now. That Rift Watcher poses a problem. So we're going to take 4 from this swing. And be dead when this floops. I think I'm still done. But I should have considered the interaction of the Honor Guard, the Glare of Subdual, the Faith's Fetters. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Getting to 2 doesn't really matter. But I mean, maybe it's a thing. I should actually, we don't have another Hookmaster, and I don't have a way to get it back to my hand. Like, we could look and see exactly what cards we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we've got 3 lands and 3 non-lands. I don't think they're going to be able to do it for us, but I also don't think that him knowing that I have another Drake in the deck matters. Like what, we've got another Glacial Wall in the deck. The only card I don't want him to know about is the Wrath of God, so if he casts a Hymn to Turok, we'll scoop him up. Otherwise, maybe there's some way we tap the Aven Rift Watcher and do a thing? Hell, maybe he'll mill himself out. That'd be great. Because we're not dead this turn. Okay. That was an interesting way to scoop. That was an interesting way to scoop. Some people would say if you're playing and somebody misclicks, that you should just concede. Like he technically had me dead that moment when he attacked with the Pilgrim's Eye. If he just attacked with something else, he wins that game. Here, I'll move this over as we don't necessarily need to see that. I think that using the interface is part of what this game is. And if you're online and you're playing in a competitive event where there's prizes online, that's part of the game. Like, I don't intentionally try to time someone out by activating abilities repeatedly. I've heard of folks doing that before, and I think that's a little scummy. But I wouldn't be mad at an opponent if they did it to me. It is part of the game. Alright, so counterspells are actually fairly good against that deck. Days may have a spot here. I like a lot of the things we've got going on. Like, I think we can beat that deck. We had a pretty land-heavy draw, and we'd like to get a Wrath of God in there. A lot of our ways to kill their creatures either don't take them off the board or require on them attacking and blocking. So I think I actually like 1 Daze, and I think I like 1 Silent Departure as potential ways to just get that off the board. What doesn't matter? Like, the wall seems fine. Actually, all of the cards seem fine. I'm about to just cut the Daze and focus on the Silent Departure as an answer. And I can lose one of the Hookmasters. Actually, screw it. We can lose both of the Hookmasters. They're not really doing much here. They stall a little bit, but that's not what I'm looking to do. We know what we're up against, so we can handle that. All right, this doesn't look great, but let's do it. It's got the wall. We would like to have the wall in play. It's better than not having the wall in play. It's really when we want to Daze, but meh. This does not stop triggered abilities. So again, I think once that's in play, we don't really have a way to interact with it. Rarg. Blarg. Arg. So, like, that's a fine target for Faith's Fetters currently. If they've got the Celestia enchantment, we could be in trouble. Although I guess then we fetter that and just have to stare at them for a little bit. How do I feel about this? Like, this is something I have to handle. They're not going to sacrifice... If they sacrifice the Blood Artist to regenerate it, that's great. Like, either they trade them, cool. Or they sack the Blood Artist, even better. Like, that's what I'm worried about. Is the Blood Artist. So here I can Drake and leave up Second Thoughts, or just Drake into Monster. I'm going to Drake into Monster, and then maybe Faith's Fetters that next turn. Yeah, I like that better. If he attacks me, maybe we don't do that. But oddly enough, trading a Phantom Monster for a Blood Artist and 2 mana seems pretty bad. You got me. But that's the card he's got that we really can't deal with. I think Duress is pretty good against us. I'd probably have brought it in. Okay, so we're going to stare at each other for a little bit is what's happening. I could jam here. Like, he trades these or chumps. Sure. I've got a follow-up. And if he's not blocking, maybe he's planning on attacking? Yeah, I'll hold up the second thoughts. He knows I have it, but playing the other Phantom monster doesn't do much here. I can't attack until this is off the board. Okay. Let's give him an opportunity to regenerate it. Even if he doesn't, I'm probably going to second thoughts it. Because we need the card. That's a good one to have in hand. I don't think we're likely to use it now. Because 4 for 2ing myself seems unwise. Hold on to that Wrath. He doesn't know about it. And again, having brought the Silent Departure in, that's a fantastic answer for his Deuter here. Now we can just block. Let these creatures bump uglies. And there is some argument to eventually, I mean, like if we hit a pacifism or whatever, we're happy about it. But I was going to die anyway, so he may as well cash it in. There's some argument to just kind of chillaxing for a little bit now, which I think with Wrath in hand we do. Like another Blood Artist, and this gets a little out of control, but we've got a lot of good draws here, I think. It's like anything he plays that's not a Blood Artist gets us in here, and even the other Blood Artist, as long as there's not, what, 18 creatures in play, we're fine. Okay, Riftwatcher just doesn't do anything other than make the game take longer. I'm not playing another wall when I'm sitting here with a Wrath. Also, it just doesn't do anything on the board currently. Annihilate, sure, buddy. We're starting to get to where I think about wrathing, but not yet. Until a Blood Artist comes down, I kind of don't need to pull the trigger. It's up to card advantage for us now. But it's still not quite there. Let him kill something else, or God, even just us hitting a Silent Departure, bouncing this, and then casting it would be pretty good. I just like to have some follow-up before I do it. Or have him commit something that's so absurd that I have to kill it. It's like now this board state looks a little more like we want a Wrath. He's got one card in hand. I think that means we'd probably do it. Oh crap, I didn't realize that it attacked. That's a mistake. Also, I should have attacked here. So I should have 4 more life than I do. That was a mistake. We have learned lesson. We have also learned that when you play 3 rounds of Magic, it's easy for your brain to slip in the finals. That did that for our opponent and did it for us here. Like, I just didn't notice the spider was attacking because it didn't tap. There's the other Blood Artist. That's not ideal. The only thing we can ever pacify is that. Unless we're able to bounce it first or something, but just chillax. Not under any pressure. We'll eventually draw some flyers. Glimmer Point Stag doesn't do anything and can't attack. It does allow me to pacify something else, but it doesn't really do anything on the board right now. Like, if it could attack into that, I think I'd probably jam it, but it can't. Like, what happens is we pacify that, then we blink the pacifism with the Glimmer Point Stag, and we can reattach it to something else. That actually works. Or, God forbid, he animates one of my flyers. Please do that. Please animate one of my flyers. That would be great. You know you want a Phantom Monster. They're so good. Why would you not want one? Bloop. Bloop. Still can only pacify the Honor Guard currently, and since we don't have any more blinks, it doesn't do much. That probably means we're going to continue staring at each other, and he gets back his spider. Now he gets back a duplicant. Okay, I'd probably gotten the spider personally, but because I do actually have attacks now. They're not great. But we can attack. I guess his plan is to drain me out with the thing and the stuff. So I may as well pacify this idiot now. I can't pacify anything else. Like a 2/3 I'm not super scared of. We can just eat his dudes. I'd feel better if I was at 4 more life, but dwelling on mistakes does not help you, Travis. Just let that go. Just let it go. Woo-saw. Just letting it go. Sarah would like to have a word with you. That word is, I'm a 4-mana Sarah Angel. Bloop, 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 bloop. I don't even tap to attack. Well, that lets me bounce several things if I want to. I have to cast it and flash it back in the same turn and knock off my pacifism. Which is kind of crappy, but eh. I still don't know why he didn't get the spider. I don't think I could have done much against that. This board state I may be able to beat. We can still handle a 5/5. Looter's good. So let's make sure I'm not dead if he attacks. I'll have 3 blockers. I block that. I eat this. And what happens if I just do that? Then I take 2, 3, 4, 5. We can take that. I mean, he's got to start attacking to gain the life. I could bounce this and something else, but I don't think that's quite what I want. Opponent is being very polite while still complaining about losing to misclicks. They don't know they're dead, but they are. Wait a minute, I need 6 mana to do that? Yeah, I got plenty of mana. I guess they can sacrifice something in response to the bounce and not be dead. Which seems reasonable. But let's see if they're just gonna let me get away with it. Yeah, okay, that works. I guess they're 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many things could they have sacrificed? 3? I think, yeah, they could have sacrificed 3 things and gone up enough that this isn't quite lethal. They'd have been at 1. But that should knock us out here. Exchanged some pleasantries with my opponent. They were actually very nice, which is always a good thing. So that's got us that one. There were some mistakes made by myself and my opponents. That happens anytime you get a set that's complex, which I think it's pretty safe to say that this set is complex. But that's going to do it for us today. Do come by and check out the stream as well. It's at twitch.tv/Simulan. Just last week we did 2 12-hour streams. We call that the 24-hour stream. It's the old guy equivalent of 24-hour streams. But would love to hang out with you there some too, so you can comment on the punts as they happen rather than leaving comments. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you next week here on SeemsGoodMagic.com.